red, yellow, yellow, red,
Red leather, yellow leather.
red leather, yellow leather. All right. Can you tell that my armpits aren't shaved?
No.
Okay. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Today, I am going to be showcasing some Profusion products from their pumpkin spice collection. Profusion is such an underrated brand, and they really have great quality products, and they're super affordable. So I wanted to highlight a few items from their pumpkin spice collection that look super cute and look like they're going to be really beautiful on. So let's get into it. I've already done my brows off camera, so I'm going to start with my eyeshadow, and I'm going to use the NYX Glitter Primer. This is technically for loose glitter, but I use it as a regular eyeshadow primer, and it works so good. It sticks to any eyeshadow, but make sure that you set it down with an eyeshadow or powder first because it's very sticky. I'm just setting it down with regular powder so that it's nice and smooth. Okay, so here is the Pumpkin Spice palette from Profusion. It's a 15 shade eyeshadow palette, and it's about $15. And it's got a mirror, which is kind of crazy for a drugstore brand palette. Even the ColourPop palettes don't come with mirrors. So this is, whoops. This is super nice. There's 15 shades. There's some mattes, some glitters, some warm tones, some purple tones. So let's do some swatches. So the first row, I'm going to do the first row. This is Crisp Air, Harvest Moon, Cozy, Toasty, and lastly in that row is Rustic. Okay, we've got Sweater Weather, Pumpkin Patch, that's pretty, PSL, Foliage. Okay, and then Spiced Cider. Okay, third row, we have Cinnamon, not sure why it's green, Maple, Autumn Leaves, Woodland, Fireside. Okay, I'm going in with Sweater Weather as my transition shade. This kind of neutral, sort of light mid-tone brown, and I'm just going kind of all over the place, not being super careful with it, just to put the color down and have kind of a light wash of color over the eye. And I'm going in with circular motions, back and forth, windshield wiper motions to lay down the color. Okay, same thing on the other eye. Sweater Weather all over the eye as a transition. And back and forth, windshield wiper, whatever your heart desires. And I'm not being super careful because I'm going to create the shape more towards the end. Okay. Then I think I want to build it up a little bit more. So I'm going to go in with the shade Foliage, which I feel like maybe the colors are mixed up or something, because the foliage is brown. I feel like that should be a green tone shade, but here we go. So I'm going to place this a little lower on the eye, on the crease, being a little more precise with it, because I just want to build that up a little. Create kind of a gradient. And I'm holding my brush at the end. But this is going to be less pressure and a little softer blend versus if you hold it closer to the actual brush tip. And like this is going to be a little more firm. So I like to hold it more towards the end. It gives you a little bit more control to blend out the color and kind of place it where you want. So, okay. And doing the same exact thing on the other side. Just building up that crease color a little bit more. And so far, these colors are blending out really well. And this palette is $15 and is blending out beautifully. Okay. I kind of want to add in a pop of the green, which is maple. Again, weird name for the green tone, but we're going to roll with it. So I'm taking a little bit of maple and just lightly blending that in with the Sweater Weather shade and the Foliage shade. And it's a really light green. It's a really pretty green. Almost, you can't even almost tell that it's green. And same thing, kind of back and forth, windshield wiper type motions. I'm going to try a little bit of the darker shade Autumn Leaves, yeah, on my mid-sized brush. Just so that the green stands out a little bit more on the eye, and I'm kind of applying it into the lid as well. Again, really pretty, really easy blend. Okay. Now I want to add a little bit of a shimmery shade. So I think I'm going to go in with, Cozy. It's really pretty shimmery, kind of champagne tone. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to go in with a little bit of a deeper tone with Woodland, just to create a little bit more definition on the outer corner of the eye. And I'm just going to blend out the edge. I want it to be soft. Okay, same thing on the other eye. I'm taking Woodland and just placing it on the lash line and kind of creating a wing sort of effect just to add some definition. Okay, now let's go in with the shimmer shade with Cozy. And I'm going to take my brush and I'm going to spray it just because I want it max foil effect. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. And there's not a ton of fallout with this glitter either. And I did spray it, which does help, but not seeing a ton fall off, which is nice. I think that's really pretty. And I'm just going to go back over the edges with that same brush that we used to blend out the green shade. Okay, and I'm going to do the exact same thing with Cozy. Spray it and go over. And all these colors are really blending so well together. Like everything is looking really cohesive, I feel. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to go back in a little bit with that lighter green shade just because I feel like some of it got a little lost. So I'm just going over the edge just so we don't lose the green. And just taking my fluffy brush, just going over everything so it's nice and blended and isn't too harsh. Okay, and then I'm going to take an eyeliner brush and I'm going to go back in with this Woodland shade. And I'm just going to create a liner with it. Actually, I'm going to spray my brush for this too, just so it kind of gives it a more pencil kind of liner effect. But I like using eyeshadow as eyeliner because it's a little softer. It's a little easier to work with. You can blend it out if you don't like it, and you can build it up. If you don't want it super dark, you can go in with a lighter hand, or you can keep adding layers until you reach the depth that you're looking for, which I like. And I'm just going about halfway on my eyelid. I don't particularly like eyeliner all the way across my eye. I feel like it closes my eye off, which I don't want. So I like to stop it around the halfway, 2/3 portion of my eye. And we are going to clean up the edge also, give it a little bit more sharpness. Okay. I really like the green tones. They're so pretty. And they're not overly green. They're a very wearable green tone. So it's not going to look crazy. It's really pretty. Okay, next I am just going to highlight, I think, the brow bone with the shade Harvest Moon. Just to clean it up a little bit. Oh, actually, you know what? That's a little bit too yellow. So I'm just going to take my regular setting powder and go over the brow bone. And we can take a little bit of shimmer up there too. Really pretty. Okay, I'm going to take a little bit of Crisp Air and just highlight right here. All right, let's clean up the under eyes. To create the shape that I want, which is a little bit more defined. Perfect. Okay. All right. And I'm going to finish up the rest of the face, and then we're going to test out the lip kit that I bought from Profusion as well. Okay. Now that the rest of the face is finished, I'm going to try out the Profusion Cashmere Lips Lip Liner and Balm Duo in the shade Maple Sugar. Okay. Oh, this color. Super cute. Very creamy. But also, it's very creamy, but also feels like it has some staying power. Like once it dries down, I can feel like it's not going anywhere. Okay, let's try the balm. Oh, that's really pretty. And it feels really nice. Like very hydrating. Not sticky. That is really pretty. I love the lip liner and balm. I think this is really pretty. It's a beautiful fall shade. Super cute. And it feels so nice. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Does this... Yeah, once this liner dries down, it's not moving anywhere. So, awesome. This duo was $7 or $8, and this liner seems like it's going to be a long-lasting liner, so that's even a better price. So you don't have to spend $25 on a long-lasting lip liner. The makeup is done. Overall, the Profusion palette, this pumpkin spice palette is a 15-pan palette with a mirror, and this was $15. And they blended beautifully. The shades are beautiful. The glitters are beautiful. Totally worth $15. ColourPop has eyeshadow palettes for more expensive that don't come with a mirror. So the fact that it has a mirror is, and it's a nice quality mirror too. So the fact that it has a mirror is really crazy for an affordable drugstore brand. And whoops, I also picked up the Cashmere Lips Profusion Lip Liner and Balm Duo. These are beautiful. It feels so nice. It's really comfortable. That liner is a long-wearing formula. It's not going anywhere once it dries down. So I think these shades are beautiful for fall. And the Pumpkin Spice palette is just so cute. I thought the color story was gorgeous. So Profusion is so underrated. They have such great products, and I don't hear them get a lot of hype online. So it's totally worth, they're totally worth checking out. And when I placed this order, they also sent me a free eye sparkler eye topper, which I thought was really nice. So that is the look. These greens, I thought the green tones were really pretty. that's it for today. Thank you all for watching. Bye.